Hello and welcome to this World Anvil video. Today we're looking at the interesting category of technology. Now, you might not think technology is important to your setting, but it certainly can be. Technology, of course, as the template here is saying, is science and technologies from the invention of agriculture to steam engines and laser blasters. Well, who doesn't love a good laser blaster? So when we come to thinking about technology and how it's influenced your world, we look at the template, of course, that World Anvil has given us, and it's a spectacular template as usual. So we've got, obviously, when was it discovered, what's its availability, accessibility, how complex is it, and all of these kinds of wonderful, wonderful things that we need to fill in and we need to answer. But how do we determine what needs to be written here? Do we have to write down the invention of the spoon, for example? No, we don't need to do that. Generally speaking, what will happen is within your world creation, whether it's a fantasy world or a science fiction world or even a modern world, we have what in the film industry is called the MacGuffin. Now, the MacGuffin basically is the thing around which everything centers. So the MacGuffin in, for example, Ghostbusters is this painting that contains the demon spirit of the Grand Lord Demon who was going to come out, and the demon then emerged and tried to take over New York. So there was that. I think that was Ghostbusters 2, actually. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The idea is the MacGuffin is the thing that hinges everything around it. So whether that's a misbehaving computer, whether it's a Death Star, that was the MacGuffin of Star Wars, whether it's lightsabers, it's another MacGuffin that was explored later on and in other various mediums, whether it's warp drive from Star Trek, or perhaps it's just the sword and the stone, which I know is not technically technology, but it was certainly a device, an invention for determining the monarchy and the hierarchical structure of old Britain. Those are the things that you identify as your technological moments. And I think the important thing to bear in mind here is that you've got this what have I seeded with my players option. So that if you are running the scenario, if you're writing out and you need them to be in a wagon that's drawn by spiders, and that the wagon's on a sleigh type of system rather than on wheels, that's something that you can just make a note, spider-drawn wagon, and then you come back to it later on to then fill in all of the rest of the details. So don't feel the pressure to suddenly have to catalogue every single scientific discovery that's been around before you start. If you look at a series like Star Trek, that has spanned 40 years, and the technology has changed over the course of the shows, not only in how the shows were made, that the physical technology of planet Earth, but also what was in the show as well. So their list grew and grew and grew, and they tried to remain consistent. For me, the benefit of the technology template is it allows you to come up with some really cool stuff. It allows you to lock down those MacGuffins so you know how they work. And what I certainly do is under the complexity, the accessibility, and the utility, what does it do, how does it work, I put in all of the statistics that will go with that. If it's within a role-playing game, it will fire at this range for that much damage, it can sustain this much damage, it needs that many souls to be fed into it to keep it operating. All those kinds of things go into this template, and that, for me, is really where the power of this template of technology sits, is that it can catalog and categorize and keep you consistent in terms of how that technology is applied. Anyway, until next time, light up the forge.